Picture two trucks parked side by side. From the outside, they look almost the same. Same big rig shape, same trailer behind them, both rolling down the same highway at 70 miles an hour. But one of them costs a fraction of the other. One is a basic no-frills sleeper. The other is a custom build that can run to $500,000, and in some cases, closer to $1 million. Now, most people assume that gap is just luxury, that the expensive one is a vanity project with chrome, leather, and a rich owner-operator showing off. And here's the truth. That's almost completely wrong. Because when you actually step inside both of them and see where the money goes, you realize the difference isn't about showing off at all. It's about the difference between a place you sleep and a place you live. So what does a bare-bones sleeper actually get you? What turns a truck bunk into something worth as much as a house? And when you line them up side by side, is the expensive one actually worth it? Or is a basic sleeper all any driver really needs? Before we get into it, do me a quick favor and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I always like seeing how far this trucking community reaches. And if life on the road is your kind of thing, hit subscribe, because there's a lot more coming. Because this is really a story about a spectrum. At one end, the simplest truck that can legally get a driver through a rest break. At the other, a hand-built rolling home. And everything that separates them tells you something about what this life actually demands. Let's start at the bottom. The cheapest end isn't really a sleeper at all in the way most people picture. A basic day cab is built to do one job: drive a route, drop a load, and come home the same night. No bed, no living space, just a seat and a steering wheel. Those trucks are the most affordable, often starting somewhere in the low six figures once you're talking about a real commercial rig. Move up a step and you get a basic sleeper. A small bunk behind the seats, a thin mattress, enough room to lie down if you don't move around too much. It does the job. It gives a driver a legal place to rest. But nobody's calling it comfortable. It's a place to sleep and not much else. So if that gets the job done, why would anyone spend 10 times more? Here's where it starts to make sense. The first thing you notice when you step into a high-end custom sleeper is something you'd never expect to care about. You can stand up. Full headroom, ceiling clearing 6 feet, sometimes more. In a standard sleeper, you're hunched over every time you move. In a custom build, you walk in and stand up straight in your own space. It sounds like a small thing. It isn't. For someone who spends 10 hours a day folded into a driver's seat, being able to stand upright at the end of a shift isn't a luxury. It's the difference between a body that holds up over the years and one that doesn't. Then there's the bed itself. Not a fold-down bunk, an actual full-size mattress, sometimes a queen, with real bedding, built into a proper bed frame with storage underneath. When you're sleeping in it 200 nights a year, the quality of that bed stops being a splurge and starts being maintenance for the one tool you can't replace: yourself. But a nice bed alone doesn't cost $500,000. So where does the rest of the money actually go? This is the part most people never see. It goes into turning the space into a real home. In the top custom builds, you're looking at a genuine kitchen, a full-size fridge, a microwave, an induction cooktop, a sink with running water. Cabinets and drawers built to use every single inch, because in a space this small, wasted space is the enemy. A seating area with an actual couch, a flat screen on the wall, and in a lot of high-end builds, the thing people can't believe fits at all: a bathroom. A compact wet bath with a toilet and a shower. The same clever design you'd find on a sailboat, where every inch does double duty. And here's what really separates the price tags: the craftsmanship. A custom sleeper is built more like fine cabinetry than like a truck. Hardwood panels, hand-fitted upholstery, custom electrical, built-in appliances. Some of these builds take months to complete, made to order around one specific driver's life. And that's before you even get to the truck underneath it. A top-spec Peterbilt, Kenworth, or freightliner can cost a couple $100,000 before a single custom modification is made. Stack a hand-built living space on top of that, and suddenly, a number that sounded insane starts to sound like exactly what it is. Not a luxury purchase, a house that happens to have a diesel engine. But here's the part most people never think about. All of that comfort, the kitchen, the bathroom, the climate control, only matters if it works every single day, in every kind of weather, hundreds of thousands of miles from the factory that built it. And that reliability is where a shocking amount of the money actually hides. Think about it. When your bedroom is parked on a frozen highway in the middle of nowhere, there's no front desk to call. There's no spare room down the hall. There's only what's working and what isn't. So the expensive builds pour money into the stuff you can't see. Insulation far beyond a standard cab, thermal panels, double-glazed windows, seals designed to kill every draft, and the power to run it all when the main engine is off. An APU, or a big battery bank, keeping the heat, the air conditioning, the fridge, and the lights alive overnight. Because a failed heater on a brutal winter night turns a beautiful custom sleeper into an uninhabitable metal box within the hour. In a truck like this, reliability isn't a feature, it's the entire point. And it's a huge part of what you're paying for. So now the two trucks side by side look very different than they did at the start. The cheap one gives a driver a legal place to close their eyes. The expensive one gives them a place to actually live, to stand up, cook a real meal, take a shower, sleep in a real bed, and stay warm and safe no matter what the weather does. One is transportation with a bunk attached. The other is a home that drives. Which brings us to the real question. Is the expensive one worth it? And the honest answer is, it depends entirely on who's asking. For a driver who's home most nights and only sleeps in the truck occasionally, a basic sleeper is plenty. Spending $500,000 would be pointless. But for the driver who lives out there, who's gone for weeks or months at a time, who spends more nights in that truck than in their own bedroom, the math flips completely. That money isn't buying flash, it's buying the ability to sleep well, eat well, and stay healthy across an entire career on the road. It's buying quality of life for someone whose life is the road, and nobody's forcing them into it. The drivers who buy these trucks choose them on purpose because for the way they live, it isn't a compromise. It's exactly what they wanted. To most of us, a truck is just a truck, and a fancy one seems like a waste of money. But that's because most of us go home at night. For the person who doesn't, for the driver whose truck is the only home they'll see for months, the difference between the cheapest sleeper and the most expensive one isn't about luxury at all. It's about how livable you can make a life spent entirely in motion. Now, I want to hear from you. If you're a driver, would you spend the money on a fully custom super sleeper, or would you keep it simple and pocket the difference? And if you've never set foot in one, did the price make more sense once you saw where it actually goes? Drop it in the comments. Every one of them helps more people discover the world of trucking, and I read them all. If you got something out of this, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet, because there's a whole lot more where this came from. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the road.